Om Namo Shivaya. When you are living in India, it is almost impossible not to be believing, if not in God, in things that you can never understand. It becomes part of not really an everyday, like normal thing to see someone possessed or to see someone suffering from ghost problem or something, and you have people who resolve it out. The people with these problems, and you have the people who will be advertising. People resolve their problems with ghosts and all that. So it was both of the way. In North America, I haven't really seen, oh, not to that level. That will resolve your problems with entities, etc. Yeah, reality TV shows, but not really. But I'm going to be telling you a story because that's what the whole universe at the end of the day is. It's all a story. Your life, my life, all stories interconnected. Billions, infinity of stories. In fact, I think that we all replicate the behavior of the creator when we are watching Netflix because that's what we came for stories of our life, for stories of other life, for different stories. That's what is interesting on the planet, story. If two people are traveling and the first one tells stories and that person helps the journey, if the both of them are silently meditative, then it doesn't really help. So we came to this planet to hear stories, listen stories, see stories. That's what happens when people communicate. They're exchanging stories. So today I'm going to be sharing a story. And the story is about a 16, 17-year-old girl, very beautiful, in the 10th class in England, in India, like you have education till 12th. So in a small city, a person comes and the priest has said, that's really important to know. The priest has said that, oh, you are now 32. If you don't marry within the next 2 months, then the next time that your planets will align for marriage are after 10 years. So the person immediately, no, 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 I don't want that. I want an auspicious marriage. And India, still 90% of marriages are arranged marriages like that. So they start looking for, he comes home and tells his parents, no, they were the first ones who went to the astrologer. The astrologer holds a lot of power. And they start looking for a bride for him. And they're looking for a fast bride. And he says, I just want her to be young and good looking. And they find uh, in a slightly remote part of the uh, state, not in the same city, but in a slightly away place, in a smaller city, they find a 17-year-old, very good looking, and she's from the same clan, and everything matches, and they're happy. They send the offer. The girl's family, all Indian fathers are not like Canadian, like they want the girl to be married off. That's considered to be the height. That's the peak point that the daughter got married. There are stories of people who lived like misers all their lives, every penny, everything that they had, they just saved it. And then on one evening, when it is a daughter's marriage, they blow it all. It's a tradition in India, strange or what. Now it's to a point where that even if you have stoned all your life, but there are millions. If you tell the story to another Indian guy that, oh, there was a father and he saved his life and always walked when he could use a bus, and he always took a bus when he needed a taxi, and he always took a taxi when he needed a plane, people will understand. And he blew it all in one night. Yeah, the other person, probably on his daughter's wedding. And people will understand that. It's part of the culture. So you go with that. So the girl's parents, she's 17, this is India, they're happy that she's getting married. And the girl before her marriage, because it is considered that a girl is married off to another family, and her own family is not going to be her own anymore. It is the new family. She's going to be getting a new set of papa, mama, brother, and everything. And of course, a husband. Not a new husband, but you get it. Everyone is like excited, and the bride, she goes through such a huge change. There's no change management. She doesn't really know. She wants all the Indian girls in small parts, they want to get married. That's the dream. We are still in the feudal ages. Now she's getting married, but she's excited about it. She knows that her husband is from the city, which is a bigger place, so more exciting and all that. And her friends envy her. Now, on the day before marriage, she's going back from the school. She's in the 11th class, and her path is near a field, and she sees that in the field that someone's body is being burned, and she's told, "Oh, this person, he died in a motorbike accident." Okay, and she looks towards that funeral pyre. She's stuck. Comes home and she's very quiet. That's what the parents told her. She's quiet. Her marriage is happening place, and the marriage and the nephew and niece of the groom are very excited about their new member in the family, and they see she's very beautiful, but they see that she's all the time quiet, and everyone is. They say, "Mom, why is she so quiet? She doesn't answer. She doesn't joke. She's just sitting there like like a stone, and she's got this grim expression." They said, "You don't know. She's just 17. She's being told that from tomorrow she's going to be having a brand new family in a new place, and she's going to be a wife, and she doesn't know." And there, everyone knows that 17-year-old, this is India, she doesn't really know much about sex, and she's scared. She's going to be silent about it. It's supposed to be a good sign also. She's a good, she's not chattering, she's not excited, she's cool about it. Well, stoic about it, let's say. So the marriage is taking place, and the children really say, "Mother, there's something wrong. She seems to be very, very bland. In fact, her eyes are at times to be angry. We just wanted to joke, and she doesn't respond, and she's all the time silent, and it's as if she's in a different world." Okay? Mother says, "No, it's general. She's 17. Her body is growing. Her own life is going through such a traumatic change. She has to let go of her mother, mommy, daddy that she loves, new city, everything. However exciting, it's such a huge change that she is just going to be silent about it." She's struck dumb. It's okay. "No, mother, there's something wrong." So during the marriage, they raise, but nothing, no one really says, because the bride is supposed to. It's not that the bride is supposed to be answering questions. So someone just joined. For the people who just joined, I'll just give you a recap because it is meant for your purpose. In India, marriage is happening. A 17-year-old beautiful girl is getting married. This is the story, but it happens to be a true story. And before marriage, when she was walking home from the school on her last day in the school, because tomorrow she's going to be getting married and we set off to another city, she comes across a field, and on her way back from the more people join. So the bride to be is walking back, and she sees a field in which there is a fire, and she asks what happened. And she's told that a young guy died in a motorbike accident. She says, "Okay." And she looks towards the funeral pyre, and she's struck dumb. And then she comes home, but in the evening, the marriage is taking place. There's a lot of, everyone is happy but the bride, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Bride in India is not supposed, "Hey, I'm getting married, I'll have this adventure, that." She's supposed to be like very, very docile and very, very like a calf. But that's the compliment that is she is. as docile as a cow. She's not like jumping around and having a like whatever bridal shower and all that. Those things. She's just like she seems to even to be scared. And the kids in the family say she's very bland looking. She's not answering. She seems to be dumb. She doesn't. She seems to be just beyond not answering. She seems to be. And they say, no, that's the way. She's 17 years old and hormone change, and she's getting a husband and a new mama, papa, and a new city, new. So she's just silent about it. Well, the marriage happens, and in the marriage also, throughout the marriage, though, just so that you know, an Indian bride, she's supposed to be in a veil, and she doesn't lift her face, and she just has to say, like, not even say yes, she just has to uh, shake her head yes, and she walks around the fire. She doesn't have to say anything. Next day, the bride is taking her by car as a function, with an entourage, and during that time when they are going over, they go near the same field, and at this time, the bride cries out and shouts out, "No!" And the groom, who was so happy, oh, my wife is so silent, she's going to be easy to control, is that now she's expressing extreme aggressive behavior. She starts to shake and she starts to speak like a man. And a man in India can speak curse words, and it is not at all expected from a 17-year-old schoolgirl who has just got married. Everyone is shaken. Just this act shakes everyone. And they see that this girl is not the same girl. So they look around for an answer. And in all these villages and these small cities, there is someone who knows how to deal with ghosts. Most of the time it is a priest. But it may not be a priest. It can be a derivation of a priest. We'll talk about it some more. But the priest is called, then he's told that we just married this girl, and we first thought that she was silent because of the trauma, but now she's acting and speaking in a man's voice and cursing and all that. So the priest sits with us, something like in the exorcist, but there is going to be a twist. So the priest says, "Who are you and why are you possessing?" India is not a question of skeptical. No, I don't believe you. The priest comes, sits in front of the girl. She's held by ropes. The 17-year-old bride is held by ropes. Says, "Why are you?" Not how, not is this really true? Why are you possessing this girl? And now comes a backstory. Says, "I love her." How can you love her? Says, "I knew her from another school. I loved her." And in India is full of these one-sided love stories. But I loved her in my heart. I never could tell her. I wasn't making any money. I was just a student. But then one day I found out that she's going to get married. So I picked up my mobile and I was on my way to her school to meet her after the school. Tell her that I love her and I will do anything for her. But in my excitement, when I was near the school, and she doesn't know me, this love is one sided. There was a truck coming from the other side. The driver was drunk. He drove on the wrong side. I was on a motorbike and I died instantly. And they decided to burn me near the spot of the accident in a field, which is not always the case because usually if the family is rich, they take you to the cremation. And it so happened because the accident was near the school and they burned me near the school. When this girl after school was walking near the funeral pyre, I saw her. I went near her and I went inside. And now she is truly mine. and do whatever you can, priest. Do whatever you can. I love her. The power of love is so strong that nothing will ever make me leave. Now the priest also says, I can use the mantra, etc., but no idea which way it will go. The power of love is the most potent power on the planet. Because you really love her. Do you know that even in the day that you have possessed her, her whole demeanor has changed. She has shrunk. She has lost weight even in one day. She is acting strangely. Her body evidently is not able to take up the energy of you. In your love for her, you are killing her. So I'm not going to be fighting with you. But check out her body right now, which you have possessed now for around 20 hours. She's dying. Is that what you want the legacy of your love to be? And the spirit, they say it took her, the spirit around 4 or 5 minutes, scanned the body. There's no priest, you're not lying. You're not lying. Her body is going through the first stages of death. I will leave her, but there is a condition. The condition is you will feed all the orphans in this area from which I came. I'm also an orphan. And all the orphans in this area, they gather at this place at this time. For 1 full week, you have to feed them with the best food that you find. Spend that money. I will leave, but you spend that money on charity. Basically, he didn't use the word charity. And this story happened 3 years ago. Now this lady, people did keep her track. She never had the same visitation, let's say. She is now a mother and living a normal life. So there are 3 things you have to take out from this story for a spiritual growth. First and foremost, do charity. Feed the orphan. And all of us on the planet right now are orphans because our mama, papa are who? Not the biological ones. Our mama, papa is the creator. And he has sort of sent us out on a journey. It's our prerogative to say, oh, I'm an orphan. It's our prerogative to think, I'm connected to the creator. I have everything that I need for the adventure of this life. I have to feed the poor. Doesn't always mean that you literally have to feed. Some of you are giving to charity. It's good. Charity is also 90% of the charity money doesn't end up, it just goes up in the admin. So you can give by charity by praying or by giving to charities which maintain that they send through more than 90. But the end story is that charity will resolve even ghost and spiritual crop. That's the first step that you have to take. The second is, be very careful with what you wish for. You may get it, and it may have ramifications. The guy wanted the girl, he literally got her, but at what cost? he had to turn into a ghost. He caused almost her death. The good thing is that a good story came out of it that hopefully teaches us all something about desiring. We have to treat that ghost as a guru, someone who has taught us the value of asking for things and desiring things. Again, the first one is that charity will resolve all your issues. Whatever problems you're having, spiritual, mental, health, whatever you give to charity will be resolved. Give to charity. You have problems with your relationship, you have a problem with whatever problem you have, you give to charity with a prayer. 100%, 100% you will find a resolution. Do not, this fact is even exploited a lot in India, but it does not matter. There are cities in India you will go to and they'll say, oh, this is a city and in which there's a city near Haridwar, and you go there and this is a city only where widows which are not taken good care of by the society are kept, and you spend $100 and 10 of them or 20 of them or even 100 of them will be fed. And part of it is business, but part of it is true. They feed those widows in front of you, and whatever problem you have will have a resolution or will be less active in your life. 100% guarantee. Because you are doing something for the universe. The universe is nothing but an extension of you. So you are helping yourself as you giving to someone else. The universe is nothing but your higher you. There's a lower you, and that lower you is your thoughts in your head, which think I'm this body, I have this mind. These thoughts are very important. This mind, the style of thinking is very important. This intellect is very important because intellect is nothing but conditioned thinking of in a slave mind. Oh, this was good for me. So how do you know it is not good for others or bad for others? No such guarantee. Some people became good after COVID. Some people became bad after COVID. Some people were not affected by COVID, but there were mental changes in our life. Some people became more cognitive. Oh, life can finish, so we are going to enjoy more or do more for others. Some people became depressed. Oh, life is nothing; it can go away, and it's all for nothing. And some people were just unaffected. It's your processing power. No judgments about that. It's you. But the universe is definitely the higher you. The universe in reality is the higher us of everyone. The higher part of us overlaps, which we call the universe, the Brahma. It is the higher part of everyone and everything. Our individual sense of thinking is the smaller you. The I that we say, oh, I need this belongs to me, and this is my sensation, my idea, my body. Now, the first lesson is, the third lesson was do everything, and charity being an offering to the higher you from the lower you will definitely create a bridge of resolution. Again, is be careful of what you wish for. If it's a one-sided thing, it has its own ramifications. And the first, in reality, is our desires enslave us. This person, even after dying, became a ghost because that desire was there. That's why Buddhism is very fixed on your last thoughts. Hinduism also, in a slightly different, no judgment. Buddhism is whatever your last thought is will dictate your next life. But your last thoughts are going to be conditioned by your way of thinking right now. So when we are talking about desires, a lot of people are always mixing spirituality with manifestation or are spiritual because We are sensitive people, and then we start looking for, okay, we are sensitive, which means that we can feel more energy. Now that I can feel more energy, how do I monetize it? How do I digitize it? Which means I put myself on online and say, I'm spiritually awakened, be in touch with me. By being in touch with me, hopefully you also become awakened, and to be awakened and give me money. I met someone and said, the person said, like, I'm very spiritual. And I said, what does it really mean? The person looked at, uh, smoke pot. Okay. So that's your concept of spirituality. But spirituality means helping others. Oh, yes, I did help others. Who did you? I took ayahuasca, and then I was in my own realm, and I helped a lot of people. In fact, I saved the planet. I drank ayahuasca. I saved the planet because there were aliens who were coming to the planet, and I fought them off with my energy. So I saved humanity. I don't really tell about it. This is not really spirituality. Spirituality, I was trying to explain, is connected to someone else. I swear the other person said, oh, I got it now. And the person looked here and there is no one there. I paid $2,233. Said, for what? I had a tantra session of sex. It was very good. It was just and I said, what happened? Well, I had sex and my breathing was in the same, and our chakras were together, and there was energy. It wasn't sex, it was energy exchange and this. And I paid $2,233. And the other person also. And after that, and I said, and after that, it was a good experience. Different people have different connotations, and everyone wants to be monetizing. So the person who ran the tantra shops, for each person 2,300. I told you about the enlightenment shop, in which for 7 days $7,000, and everyone smoked pot, including I was told. I said, and how did the person who was leading was a young, good-looking girl? Oh, she was also high all the time, the guru. Okay. And people enjoyed it. Some people felt at the end, uh, we have been taken, but no one dared to say, how can the guru? Because anyone can say Om Namah Shivaya, anyone can say any prayer with confidence. It will, the moment you say it, you become a channeler. When you become a channel, the higher power is using you, the higher self is reflected on you, and you start thinking that you are the sun, which is up to you. No one is really going to be interfering with the thoughts of a mirror that is reflecting the sun. But the reality is different. The mirror is just a two-dimensional, shiny thing reflecting the sun, which anyone can do if they would like to. But most of us are not polished because we have covered ourselves with what? Anger at something that happened, and sadness. Why did that happen? And we didn't judge it to be a gift of God. We saw, oh, this is sun, not a sun. Oh, if there was a sun, then I would have more sex, I would have more comfort, people would respect me more, and I would have more money. And if that's not happening, and 100% these four things are not happening to the level of satisfaction of anyone on the planet. So everyone feels small, mini, and angry and sad because we don't have enough gratitude for the honor of reflecting the sun. We cover ourselves with this crime. Okay. So now, desire and manifesting the desire, and there The people charging so much amount of absurd amount of money for manifesting your desires on YouTube was such a beautiful lie that even though we know it's a lie, why would a person charge $20 to $20,000 for a manifestation of desires? Why wouldn't the person just be manifesting billions and not be having the need to exploit you by telling you, oh, your desires are going to be manifested by taking this workshop? Because people love that lie so much that they just don't want to be looking at the hardcore truth. 99% of the things that come up in your head, even if you would want them to be manifested, are not going to be happening. Because when we are born on this planet, before being born, I say, oh my God, last life I had so much amount of money and I just didn't appreciate it. Me, this life I had less money so that I have to work more hard, and I appreciate my life. I appreciate the money that I make. I have full of appreciation. It's like the kids of the billionaires. A lot of billionaires don't want to be giving all the money to their kids because they get it unearned. They're just wasted. Chinese have a saying: the first generation works hard, the second generation improves upon it, and the third generation just drinks it or smokes it away. So this unearned. So we came to this life, all of us, for a tough life in which we have to work hard to achieve our desires. And we cannot, oh, last life I had 12 children, in this life I don't want children, or in the last life I had this. So we have come with programs that we wrote for ourselves. And these programs start off with what? Start off with your body. Hopefully tomorrow morning you will be waking up with the same body, with the same set of relationships, with the same sort of passport and a history. You can let it all go. Let it all go and not identifying with the body, because this body binds me to parents, this body binds me to earth, body binds me to a way of thinking, this body binds me to experiences that I have had and which are now in my mind. You can start to see yourself as a golden light to manifest now. In India, things are slightly more simplistic at a surface level, but there is a temple near the holy city of Haridwar, and I have not been to the temple. I was it's on a hill, and somehow it's a tourist. I was a tourist. I didn't feel like going up. I wasn't so much into it. But they say that if you have a desire, you go up the steps of that temple. It's called Desire Temple or Desire Devi, and it's called Mansa. Mansa is your heart, or rather your mind. So the Devi of the mind is there, Mansa Devi. When you go to her temple, you bow down for your desire to come true. There are three things. You bow down with devotion. You go to the mountain top. Then you bow down, of course. The third is the clenching. Or something. Can be anything. Can be anything. You can say 21 days I'm not going to be smoking. If Lord God, Mansa Devi, you give me this, I will always be at least to 10% of my money I'll be giving as charity or something. You think it. The desire will come in your own mind. Something that you give to get irrevocably whatever your heart's deepest desire. But you have to give up in proportion. Could be something. Oh Lord God, I will never gossip. I will never again look down upon my son or father or this, or I'll never say anything bad about those, or I won't judge someone, or I won't smoke, whatever, or I won't drink, whatever it is. And based upon the level of desire, you give up something to the Devi, to the mother goddess. Devi is just the name of the mother goddess. Now, this is pure white magic. The Devis, the mother goddesses, has got four phases, meaning that she sees everywhere. The Trinity is what you see, but there's a fourth hidden phase. And she is all loving. All forms of mother goddess are basically mothers. They are all giving to us souls. Now, because of COVID and all, we are not going to physically, but then we are a spiritual group. So we will travel spiritually to Haridwar and climb up the mountain and bow down to her and give up whatever you want to give, whatever you want to sacrifice, and ask for whatever. The condition is that this is white magic. White magic means we do not ask for things which impose on others. We cannot ask for, oh, I want a husband who will love me. How? We are imposing on the will of someone else. You can totally say, I want a husband whom I will unconditionally love and serve. That's your mind, your sacrifice. The universe is good with it. You can say, I would like a husband who is like, or a partner who respects me, is on the same wavelength. But all relationships is a collision of two universes. And if you really care about your universe, because two universes collide, one universe may have to dissolve. If you can't think that it's your decision, and it's if you okay, may my universe be dissolved into that of the other one, so that my point of views are removed, I'll be just be reflecting the point of views of the other one, good. But if you think no, then if both of them, we cannot impose on the other universe or the way of thinking. Cannot do that. Cannot say, oh, I have asked Mansa Devi, now love me or do this. And say, Mansa Devi, give me meetings and the strength to enjoy life. You'll have that. Give me the opportunities. You'll have that. How you do and what you do with them, totally up to you. Closing eyes, I'm going to be saying the Mansa mantra, Mansa Devi mantra. And we are going to be blessing the people who are looking for relationships. The ultimate relationship is, of course, with Jesus, with Lord God in any form, with Shiva, with the Devi herself. That's the ultimate relationship. But in a physical body, if you want a relationship, you have to be able to see that I'm willing to sacrifice my ego, myself, for the happiness of the other person, whoever that other person is. Just make that other person someone that I can respect and have that person respect me. That's the most extreme that I will go. We're going to go, close your eyes. Together we will climb up the mountain. Together we will bow down and offer our ego, even our desires. So it is sort of problematic. We can decide to give up our desires to get the desire. It's totally up to you, whatever comes in your mind. We are stepping into a spiritual world, into a spiritual realm. 108 times. Thinking of Mansa Devi. All these are forms of the blessings of the Mother Mary, the primary mother. We are calling upon her attention and offering her our soul to the mother. Om Hrim Krim. Om Hrim Shrim Krim Mansa Devi Swaha. Om Hrim Shrim Krim Mansa Devi Swaha. Om Hrim Shrim Krim Mansa Devi Swaha. Om Hrim Shrim Krim Aim Mansa Devi Swa Om Hrim Shim Klim 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 Mansa Devi Swa Om Hrim Shim Klim Aim Mansa Devi Swa Om Hrim Shim Klim Aim Mansa Devi Swa Om Hrim Shim Klim Aim Mansa Devi Saw, Om Reem Shrim Claim, 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 Aim Mansa Devi Saw, Om Hrim Shim Klim Aim Mansa Devi Swa, 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 Om Rim 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 Shim Klim Aim Mansa Devi Swa, Om Hrim Shim Claim Aim Mantra Devaswa, 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 Om Hrim Shim Aim Claim 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 Mantra Devaswa, Om Hrim Shim Claim Aim Mantra Devaswa. See yourself climbing up the steps of the hill. Om Hrim Shim Claim Aim Mantra Devaswa, Om Hrim Shim Claim Aim Mantra Devaswa, Om Hrim Shim Claim Aim Mantra Devaswa. Getting into the temple. Om Hrim Shim Aim Claim Aim Hansa Hansa Devaswa, Om Hrim Shim Aim Claim Aim Mantra Devaswa. Being in the presence of the Devi in a statue. Oh, Mansa Devi Swaha. Oh, Mansa Devi Swaha. Om Hrim Shrim Klim Mansa Devi Swaha. Bow down your bodily head. Om Hrim Shrim Klim Mansa Devi Swaha. Om Hrim Shrim Klim Mansa Devi Swaha. Lie down on your stomach. Om Hrim Shrim Klim Mansa Devi, so that your ego is dissolved. Om. Lie down with all your energy, with all your ego. Lie down in front of the lady, the goddess Mansa Devi. Om. Lie down with your soul energy, submit to the Devi, and ask for whatever you are wanting, and give whatever you want to give. Offer whatever you have. Everything is from the Devi, everything is from the mother, so there's nothing much that you can offer. Om Hrim Klim Radhe. See yourself as achieving whatever you wanted to achieve. Om Hrim Shri Klim Om Hrim Shri Klim Radhe. Om Om Hrim Shri Klim Mantadevi Om Hrim Shri Klim Mantadevi Swachi Om Hrim Shri Klim Mantadevi Swa Eric Om Hrim Shri Klim Mantadevi Swa Galina Om Hrim Shri Mantadevi Swa Hel Om Hrim Shri Mantadevi Swa Om Hrim Shri Klim Mantadevi Swa Kate Om Hrim Shri Klim Mantadevi Swa Lerita Om Hrim Shri Klim Mantra Devi Swa Parat Om Hrim Shri Klim Mantra Devi Swa Om Hrim Shri Klim Mantra Devi Swa Om Hrim Shri Klim Mantra Devi Swa Ritika Om Hrim Shri Klim Mantra Devi Swa Sveta Om Hrim Shri Klim Mantra Devi Swa Marina Rasatlenia Sveta Zarove Ritika relationship Rita wellness of your child and her Preeti relationship and professional growth Paris enlightenment Larissa health that health and relationship. Om Rim Ring Ring Shri Rim Mas Mantra Devi says, Jim enlightenment and healing powers. Om Rim Shri Rim Krim Ham all energy. Om Rim Shri Rim Krim Mantra Devi says, Galia Zarovi. Zarovi is versatile. Om Rim Shri Rim Krim. Erika relationship and betterment, enhancement, which has been suffering for 2 years and 3 months. Om Hrim Shri Rim Klim Mantadevi Chi enlightenment and distress. Om Namo Shivaya 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 Om Sarve Bhavatu Sarve Shanti Nirama Sarve Bhadrani Pashanti Ma Kasyati. In the next 21 days, keep on praying to the mother in any form. Mother Mary, Mansa Devi, mother in any form, your own biological mother, in whichever form. Keep on praying to her, and you will get your heart's desire if it does not contradict the desire of someone else. Om Hrim Shri Krim Mansa Devi Swaha. Om